If you are thinking about moving to Austin, Texas, you've probably checked out the job market, the housing market, all of those things. But one of the most important things that you need to do is make sure you're actually going to enjoy living here if you decide to move to Austin. So in this video, we're going to talk about lots of activities that you can do when you live here in Austin, Texas. So whether you are a parent, a gamer, an active person, whatever it is you're into, there is a ton of cool stuff for you to do when you live in Austin, Texas. Hi, I'm Tiffany Moore. I'm a local realtor and broker right here in Austin, Texas. I help people from all over the world move here. So if that is something that you're interested in or you're thinking about moving here, go ahead and reach out to me. My contact info is below. Email, text, phone call, whatever works best for you, whatever you're comfortable with. Reach out to me. I have got your back. I'm happy to help when you're moving to Austin. So let's start with the obvious. Austin is known for its music scene. We are literally the live music capital of the world. So if you are a fan of live music, be sure to check out 6th Street. So you're going to find a ton of bars and clubs featuring like local artists, sometimes big artists, things like that. And I know 6th Street is like kind of the tourist destination of Austin, but I'm telling you, every bar that you go into in 6th Street is going to have live music and it's all going to be really good. But if you're looking for something a little bit more unique, you want to head to the Continental Club on South Congress. Continental Club has been around since 1955 and it's hosted some of the biggest names in music. South Congress has been going through a lot of changes recently. We have been losing all kinds of like local venues, local businesses, things like that to big swank corporations and companies. But Continental Club is one of the holdouts. So it still remains the same as it has been for the past several decades. It's still an Austin staple, and it really is somewhere that you need to check out if you love live music. Just as a side note, live music is one of the biggest reasons that my husband and I decided to move to Austin. He is a musician and we were living in El Paso at the time, and we would come out here for shows, to go to dinner, just to like enjoy Austin and live out here, even if it's for like a weekend or a week. And when we finally decided to move here, the music scene out here is one of the biggest reasons that we wanted to do that. We've seen so many of our favorite bands out here, everything from like small like church venues to huge stadiums. Like we've been to almost every venue that there is in Austin, Texas. So a couple of my favorites are Mohawk, which is on Red River. This is a really cool venue that plays all kinds of music, everything from like hip hop to rock and roll, anything that you could think of. Mohawk is one of the coolest spots that I love. And another theater that I love is the Austin City Limits Moody Theater. So these are two totally different experiences. Mohawk is a little bit grimy, grungy, kind of what you think of as old Austin. And the Moody Theater ACL is like very nice. Like that is where they are filming Austin City Limits. If you've ever seen that TV show, I highly recommend that you check it out. They're filming it at the Moody Theater. It's a really nice theater. It's gorgeous. Lots of bigger bands are playing there. But just to say, like, there's so much live music in Austin and there's such a big spectrum of shows that you can see. Everything from like tiny shows to the massive like Janet Jackson shows, Taylor Swift shows, things like that. And everything in between is all in Austin. If you are an active person, you're going to love all the stuff that there is to do in Austin. So a few of my favorite things are to take a hike up Mount Bonnell. You can see amazing views of the city and in the river, going kayaking in the river or paddleboarding on Lady Bird Lake. These are all some of like my favorite things to do in Austin when I want to just go outside, be part of the city, and really just feel like you're soaking everything in. Mount Bonnell is tucked away in one of Austin's most beautiful and sought-after neighborhoods. You are going to pass gorgeous houses as you drive up the winding roads before you start like traversing up Mount Bonnell. So once you park, then you're going to make the 102 stair climb all the way to the top, and that's where you're going to have an amazing view of the river and of the city. It's really, really beautiful up there. Coming up to the top of Mount Bonnell for a sunrise or a sunset is one of the coolest experiences you can have in Austin. One of my favorite things to do indoors in Austin is go to Pinballs. So Pinballs is like an adult arcade. They have over 200 classic and modern arcade games. It's one of our favorite places to go. They have a few different locations. And what I really like about it is that, if you've been to like Dave & Buster's, somewhere like that, it's all brand new games, bright and shiny, loud sounds and lights everywhere. Pinballs is not that. So Pinballs is like older games. They literally have tons of pinball machines. My husband loves to play the original Mortal Kombat. So they've got the original Mortal Kombat. They've got games like Joust and original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Street Fighter, all of those things. So it's really more of like an old school video game vibe versus the new bright and flashy things like that. So I mentioned there's a few different locations. The Pinballs up north has got an awesome food menu, good drinks. They have one of the best whiskey bars in Austin. Actually, believe it or not, I would not expect to see that in somewhere like Pinballs, but they also have like go-karts and axe throwing and just a lot of really cool stuff. So it's somewhere that you can spend several hours if you are trying to get away from the heat or you just really don't like being outside. Maybe video games are more of your thing. This is an old school place that's kind of going to take you back and bring a little bit of nostalgia back into your life. Okay, let's talk food and drink in Austin. Austin is home to some of the best breweries in the country, including Jester King Brewery, which is set out on a gorgeous farm out in hill country. They've got goats. They are growing their own hops. It's really a gorgeous place to hang out and to just be a part of Austin. And the beers that they make are amazing. They also have ciders. They have wines. There's just like a plethora of things that you can get out at Jester King. But the setting itself is really pretty. It's definitely worth the drive outside of Austin. Another one of my favorite breweries in Austin is St. Elmo Brewing Company. This is just off of South Congress, maybe like 5-10 minutes outside of downtown. These breweries have two completely different styles and settings, but both are really great options if you want something local, something handcrafted, and just a fun place to hang out. And when it comes to food, you really can't come to Austin without trying Tex-Mex. You've probably had Tex-Mex before, but we do it really well in Austin. So one of my favorite places is Taco Deli. This is where I would go to get some really awesome tacos. If you're flying into Austin anytime soon, I highly encourage you to get the steak fundito taco at the airport. It is one of my favorite tacos in town. And if you're lucky enough to try Taco Deli like in Austin, the pork belly taco is amazing. Like hands down, I don't know how you can make a better taco than like pork belly. It's awesome. If you want something a little bit less Tex-Mex, a little bit less Austin-y, I would definitely check out this restaurant called Kome. They have amazing sushi, noodles, rice bowls, bento boxes. The atmosphere is really calming and soothing. It's a really awesome escape from like the madness that can sometimes be what you experience with Austin, the Austin traffic, the Austin heat. My husband and I went to Kome a couple weeks ago and I was just like, oh my gosh, I can finally breathe here. Like it's peaceful, it's quiet, it's cool. They have really good air conditioning. So it's one of my favorite places to check out in Austin when you kind of need an escape from everything. Another one of my favorite things to do in Austin, especially if you're trying to be inside or you want to avoid the heat, is going to see a movie at Alamo Drafthouse. So if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I love Alamo Drafthouse. It's one of my favorite things to do in Austin. I love them because they play like the blockbusters, they play the new movies, but they also play older hits like The Big Lebowski, Breakfast Club, Spirited Away. They have really good food, good cocktails, good desserts. If you just want to go and like watch a movie and have some milk and cookies, you can totally do that. One of my favorite things to get there is the chocolate chip shake. It is crushed chocolate chip cookies in a vanilla ice cream shake, and it is amazing. If you want to just sit and be cool and enjoy yourself and just be entertained for a while, I love Alamo. Another reason that I love Alamo is because they only let you in if you're under 18, if you have a parent or a guardian or someone over 18 with you. So there's not like kids running around everywhere. I love kids, but they can be really distracting when you're in the movies and you're trying to watch a movie and concentrate. So I love that Alamo kind of restricts that. They're also very strict on like no distractions, no talking, all of that stuff. And for the most part, everyone who's going to see a movie at Alamo is there for the movie and is there to respect everyone else's experience. It's just kind of a culture and a thing that Alamo is known for. So I know when I go, I'm not going to have people talking. I'm not going to have people on their phone. No one's going to be like running up and down the aisles. It's going to be a great experience. So that is my little plug for Alamo. No, they are not sponsoring this video, but maybe they should be. I don't know. I love them. So for parents, since you can't just drop your kids off at Alamo and have them spend the entire day there without you, there are a ton of other family-friendly activities in Austin that you all can do together. So a few awesome examples are taking your kids to the Austin Nature and Science Center. They can learn all about animals and the environment. Or one of the coolest things in Austin for kids and parents to do is head to the Thinkery. So this is a really cool interactive children's museum that's built for kids, but really it's cool for anyone. It just gives them a chance to explore science and math and things like that hands-on, and just have a lot of fun kind of learning and expanding their little minds. It's really cool. This is in the Mueller neighborhood, which is, I think of Mueller like a really family-friendly domain, which if you don't know about the domain, I've done a video about that. The domain is like a live, work, play development. So they've got shops, they've got restaurants, they have apartments, they have offices, things like that. That's pretty much what Mueller is, except Mueller, I feel like it's a tamer version of the domain. The domain can kind of be a little bit clubby if you're going there on the weekends. It's a little bit more adult fun focus. I feel like Mueller is a little bit more family or kid fun friendly. They've got restaurants there, they have shops, they have a huge park, they have offices, but it shuts down early. It's not really like a party area like the domain is. And if you're just kind of looking for something different to do, I really recommend checking out some of Austin's museums. So right now, the Blount Museum of Art has a feature called Making Africa, a Continent of Contemporary Design. And this showcases the work of African artists and designers. The museum also has a permanent collection of over 19,000 works of art. There are a handful of museums in Austin that kind of get overlooked because there's so many other cool things to do. But checking out the museums is so much fun, especially if you're going with kids, or if you just want something different to do, you want to soak in a little culture, a little education, you want to do something other than like the drinking and the eating and the hiking and all that good stuff. Also, if you want to be in the air conditioning, let me stress that again, the museums are a really cool thing to check out. Another cool option is the Bullock Texas State History Museum. So they have exhibits with Texas history and culture, so you can really like soak everything in while you're here living in Texas and living in Austin. So right now they have an exhibit called This Light of Ours, Activist Photographers in the Civil Rights Movement, and it captures really powerful images of everything that was happening in the civil rights area. These are two really cool exhibits to check out if you want to learn about history, if you want to learn about just something different than what you normally do on a day-to-day basis. And if you're looking for something a little bit more offbeat, check out the Museum of the Weird. It is a quirky museum with exhibits like two-headed calf and a Fiji mermaid, and you really have no idea what you're ever going to find there. So it's technically a museum. It's off the beaten path. It's somewhere different to check out. And again, just like do something different, expand your mind a little bit, have a little bit of fun. And this next one is my favorite museum. We also have a museum of ice cream. So you can learn about ice cream, you can make ice cream, eat the ice cream, you can play in the world famous sprinkle pool. Also, this is like a very Instagrammable place. I feel like that's kind of the main reason that it exists, is so you can go and take really cute Instagram pictures, but while you're at it, you can also eat some ice cream. So I am an ice cream fanatic. This is a really cool spot to check out. Again, to do something different, get out of the heat, have some fun. So these are some of my top picks for Austin that are a little bit off the beaten path. Just so you can do something different and get out and not just go to 6th Street, not just go to the Domain. There's tons of stuff to do in Austin, and there really is something for everyone, no matter what your interests are. So if you're thinking about moving to Austin, you want to make sure it's the right fit for you. These are some of the things that I talk about when I do Zoom calls with my clients. So all of my contact info is below. Feel free to reach out to me. I will help you get squared away when you're moving to Austin.